For many years, Joe Palumbo and the coaches at his academy have been training soccer players of all ages. The Palumbos' love of soccer is truly a family affair, and Joe has proved this by recently adding his son, James, a D1 college player, to the coaching staff.
In the newspaper, in the cafe, at dinner, at lunch, everyone's talking about soccer.
Their passion for the game, combined with their Italian heritage, has inspired them to take teams of local players to the Tuscany region of Italy.
Last year's tour, we took 2 teams. We took about 50 people, a younger team and an older team.
These trips give Joe's soccer players the extraordinary opportunity to experience the unforgettable beauty of Italy, along with the chance to work with and play against Italy's youth clubs.
They're going to get a huge soccer education going over there. Soccer is a part of their culture in Italy.
This year, the Palumbos decided to turn it up a notch and take the best that the local area had to offer.
My name's Spencer Irwin. I go to Somers High School.
I'm Patrick Shia. I go to Horace Greeley High School. My name's Neil Williams. I go to Brewster High School.
Darren Gomez. I go to John J. East Fishkill.
My name is Trito Veltruz.
My name is Aiden Tanzi. I play for Yonkers High School. I'm the goalie.
A group of 13 high school boys, many of whom had won regional honors, were going to take on the challenge.
I've played with pretty much everybody here, and I think it's one of the best teams we're probably going to send there.
Just as much as we can get out of it, maybe get better, see the better players, see how they play differently and everything. When we play the Italian players, I feel like we'll do well, and we'll give them a good competition.
Best thing that could happen would just to meet some amazing people, to experience the culture of Italy itself.
Personally, I think we're going to do really well.
Come stai, miei amici?
Sì, parlo italiano, con Joe, con tutti. Sì.
The Palumbos coordinated the trip with AIAC, the Italian coaching organization.
And then we're going to visit the Italian Soccer Museum in Coverciano. Coverciano is
They would provide an Italian coach and trainer for the team and coordinate the training facilities and game schedule. The excited and anxious Americans landed in Milan, where their Italian coach, Marco Lanzi, led them on their first adventure to Genoa and the thrill of taking in an Italian professional soccer game. Palumbo's home base would be Montecatini and the beautiful Villa della Rose Hotel. The boys played their first game against the youth club of Lucca.
Guys, this is time in the locker room when you prepare, and as you go stepping onto the field, you prepare the psychological part of the game, which a lot of people, we take for granted sometimes, you know.
Palumbo's team would quickly learn to appreciate the skills and team tactics of the young Italians.
The Italian way of, their possession-wise, they really take care of the ball.
Now that Marco had seen the boys play, he spent the next morning coaching and training the Americans with the skills and ball movement they would need to compete against their Italian counterparts.
One touch, 2 goals, the shoot.
As midfielders and forwards,
to fully involve the team in the Italian style of training, a sports psychologist spent time with the boys and sharpened the mental part of the game.
He wants to know what you're thinking out of the back there.
Watching the practice today, it was just, I could do that every single day. Just go and watch, not only coach. I love to coach, but even if I did coaching and went and watched these kids and what they do here, it's an absolute pleasure.
Continuing with their Italian soccer immersion, the team visited the Museum de Calcio and learned more about the history and heritage of Italian soccer.
This room is dedicated to the Italian national team of the 30s. In 1934, when they won the World Cup, and 1938, when they won the World Cup again, they won it back-to-back.
In their next game, the players were determined to put Marco's lessons to good use.
This is your words, and what you got to do now, put into action what you wrote.
While the improvement was evident, the goals were not easy to come by.
What we did with the ball, was a lot better today, even though we probably had more possession of the ball on Monday. But when we had the ball today, I thought we created a lot more chances that, like, we hit the woodwork twice.
The team got a chance to take in some of the beauty of Italy as they traveled to Pisa. Later that day, they prepared for their final game against a solid and physical team from Florence.
When you get out there, you're not just representing me or yourself, you're representing our country, you're representing America. And Americans are very proud people, all right? And we're hard fighters. We fight. Nobody pushes us around.
The Italians had their chance to draw first blood, but were denied time and time again by the now battle-ready American defense.
Oh, good save.
Midfield and attack had also learned Marco's lessons well. With the entire team playing as one cohesive unit, the Americans showed their passion and ability and went on to win the match 3-0.
After the game tonight, I had chills, I swear. I mean, I had goosebumps. And I've known a lot of these kids for a while. Just to see them excel the way they did tonight.
As the beautiful weather continued, the group could now come together and enjoy all that Tuscany had to offer. For every player who took part in this trip, the sights and lessons of their Italian soccer experience will be a memory that will live in their hearts forever.
The tour was great. Kind of just a great time. We got to see a bunch of cities, really the heritage of it all, how old everything is. We had Marco, who was our tour guide, our coach, our trainer, and I learned a lot from him. He kind of broke stuff down into simple steps, so it was very understandable. Joe and James definitely had a big influence on the trip, from arranging it to really seeing that everything went through properly, made sure we didn't leave anyone anywhere. Joe was the translator. Joe put everything into words that Marco said. And he also himself did a little bit of coaching, which he's done for a while. James was kind of the role model that we looked to during the trip. Yes, he's a very talented soccer player, but he's also the kind of one we look up to for the training, for the tips, for the moral support, because he knows where we're coming from. I would love to do this trip again. There was no better feeling than going over to another country and at the end even winning a game. It was a great time, and I really hope I get to have another experience there.
If you would like to learn more about Palumbo soccer trips to Italy and how to give this incredible experience to your player or team, please contact the Palumbo Soccer Academy.